Hello there and welcome back to the Zero Credentials F1 podcast. I want to start with a question again today, Nelly, and that is something that sort of struck me as the race went on, and that is, does Lando Norris make too many mistakes? Don't answer just yet. We'll roll the credits and then we'll get into it. Yeah, so that was the thing that struck me. I think it was for me, that was the story of the weekend. I mean, we didn't obviously do a show after the sprint race, but that was a little bit of a procession, of which Oscar Piastri obviously won. But as the Belgian Grand Prix goes, I thought it was pretty decent. After it eventually got going, it wasn't the most spectacular race of all time, but it's better than.
I was lucky.
Go on, sorry.
I was lucky to have seen it. I nearly fell asleep. Literally, after an hour, 3:15, it was UK time. I literally started dozing off, and then they said, "Right, it's the 10-minute countdown," and I thought, "Oh, fuck it, I better wake up." But I just got into a nice spot. I'd been on the beer on Saturday, and I was starting to flag by about 2:00. So I didn't have much enthusiasm in me, but no, decent race. I always get excited with a bit of wet weather, and it was largely all done and dusted by the first couple of corners, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I thought. I mean, Lewis Hamilton was making some good moves, wasn't he? There was
that was a sight to see.
A couple of other notable performances that we can talk about later. But like I said, I think for me, the story was the contrast between Lando's mistakes and Oscar Piastri's absolute lack of them.
Yeah.
His cold, calculated performance yet again.
It's a machine.
Let's talk about that rolling start then. I mean, it didn't need to be a rolling start, did it? I mean, quite a few of the drivers said that as well afterwards.
No, because they wanted, and noticed Oscar mentioned that he thought there'd be more opportunity for him if there was a standing start, because he had the, in inverted commas, cleaner side of the grid.
Yeah.
Because they'd all been doing a procession in there behind the safety car and just clearing the main racing line. But to be fair, it worked nicely for him. It was difficult for Lando to get any sort of space ahead of him. He didn't keep everyone napping. He showed exactly what he was going to do, and they all followed as you would expect them to.
I think that was probably Lando's first mistake, was that he went too early.
He signalled it to them.
It was way before the chicane that he'd gone, and at that point, Piastri behind knows exactly what's happening, doesn't he? I think. I mean, I'm obviously not a racing driver, but I'd have been taking it pretty slowly right up to the line.
Yeah.
And then going to get, but the thing is, Lando obviously maybe he had cold tyres, but something went wrong in turn one.
Yeah,
he got a little bit squirrely, didn't he? And then by
lost
that
momentum.
Point, the deal was done by that point, wasn't he? With that long drag down to after Eau Rouge along the Hemel Straight. That's just
for me. What again? No racing driver, but for me, in a track like Spa, you've got to take it right up to the line, because the first corner is so narrow and so tight that it's single file traffic only. Then he could have controlled it from that corner. Not saying he would have brake tested anyone or done it, but he could have gone make sure that he could have braked for that corner, got himself a decent line, because it was all about the release up the to Eau Rouge.
Or even just, if I had a racing driver's tactical brain, even just parking it on the apex, coming out of the chicane and then going down, because that's a short straight, isn't it? The start-finish straight, and into turn one and you're away. But I mean, anyway, I thought that was his first mistake. The overtake was then really, really easy for Oscar, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he complained. Lando complained that his electric system wasn't working, and he had no boost. Boost. Where's my boost?
No, I think he said no pack.
No pack. Yeah, he's not packing heat. That's right. He needs to be packing heat, and it was gone by then. I was starting to think he would get into. He looked for a couple of corners that he was going to get into Charles' clutches as well. He looked like he was really struggling. And then you just start panicking, and then I'm sure a little bit more wheel spin as you come out of corners. And it wasn't very long before Oscar had got over the second for the DRS.
Yeah. I mean, Oscar was just flawless all day, I thought.
He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I feel like he's becoming my pantomime bad guy, though, in a similar way to Max.
Yeah.
Like, just absolute talent, ice cold at a certain point.
Stop making it look so easy. Because it's not.
I think he's not in the narrative, in the sort of pantomime narrative. He's definitely not the good guy.
No,
is he?
No, because he doesn't have a cheeky smile or anything like that.
He doesn't.
There is knee cracking the lad whatsoever. Yeah. He is. You can say stone cold or heavily autistic. One of the. I think the amounts are the same thing in this instance, but then a few things started popping up. You start seeing Lewis move when the rest of them didn't seem to be moving around him, and I appreciate he had a bit of a car advantage there, but he loves the wet weather and he can motor through it. Then he sort of stalled behind
Alex Albon.
Alex Albon, yeah.
I think Lewis said, I was reading this morning, because we're not recording straight after the race here, I was reading that part of Lewis's strategy for starting in the pit lane was to put a bit more rear wing on to help with the wet weather. And I mean, he looked good, didn't he, when he was out there? He looked confident. I think I think they've upgraded the brakes or something, haven't they? And he seemed a bit more confident on the brakes, which is where what made him a 7-time world champion pretty much was
absolutely
skill on the brakes. But can I just bring it back to Lando for a minute?
Yeah.
Mistake number 2, and I think this is the biggest one of the day, and it may not have been his decision, but the pit stop from wets, from the inters onto the slicks. And he had space behind him because the McLarens had disappeared 10 seconds down the road by this point, the two of them. Why he didn't just back off so they could double stack? Well, I don't know, because that would have been the difference between say the double stack, so he's leaving a bit of a gap, a 3-second pit stop usually for a double stack. He'd have been 5 seconds behind. Instead, he was about 8 to 9 seconds behind.
They were gaining 6 to 8 seconds a lap.
Yeah,
just from the warm up lap from changing onto slick. So actually, the sums were working out well in his favour. Had he just gone in nose to tail behind Oscar, he'd have been in a better position.
He would. But McLaren have a bit of a history of this, though, didn't they? Because they did it to Oscar in Silverstone last year in 2024, and he was out of the race then because they didn't double stack. And when you've got a track that fast and that long, drying that quickly, you're always going to get punished, aren't you, if you do another lap on the wrong tyres? And he did.
This is it. You are flying backwards in the field, and it nearly. I was amazed he didn't get swallowed up by Charles actually at that point. I know they sort of scuttled off into the distance, but although I started to flip flop because for a small window when. I thought it was a good shout from the team to say, do you want hards, and we'll see if we can take it all the way.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
And for a decent window, I thought, they're going to have to stop. The rest of them are going to have to stop.
I think some of the drivers did, didn't they?
Yeah.
As well. I don't know if they went through the graining phase and then things sort of settled down a little bit with the tyres. But
we would have always had a step change advantage against a deteriorating medium that was 50-50 having to come back in again. But then, again, as you alluded to earlier, the mistakes came in for Lando.
It was another little gripe I had, actually, was that you don't want that medium tyre to be able to
last.
to get to the end, do you? Like, it's not, that's not the entertainment we want. Like, that tactical thing of Lando putting a hard tyre on should have, I think, given him a
It should have paid off in those circumstances.
Yeah.
It should have done.
And that medium tyre just kept on going and going and going. It was for everybody, wasn't it? At the front, in the top 10 at least. They all stayed out on that medium tyre.
It's an odd one. How do you fix it?
Because it's 30-odd laps or something.
Yeah.
At one of the longest tracks in the calendar.
Well, this is one of the longest, fastest tracks. And I don't want to go to watch a Formula One race and have people nursing tyres and not giving it the absolute fullest that they can.
Yeah.
That worries me. That I appreciate there's tactics involved, but you want to see them literally making those tyres squeal at every single opportunity. And
the hard tyre as well was 2 steps harder.
Yeah.
There was a gap. It was the C3 was the medium and the C5 was the hard. So they didn't even bring the C4. And yeah, I mean, that was just another little gripe I had about the race. But then, yeah, like you said, Lando then just made a couple of, 2 or 3 errors whilst closing down Oscar. And if he hadn't made those mistakes, he would have been in DRS range for the last couple of laps, and we might have seen a bit more racing. The reason I kind of thought we should call this video "Does Lando Norris make too many mistakes?" is because those races where you're hunting someone down are the races that make world champions.
Correct.
So, for example, I know we don't talk about 2021 too much, but Lewis Hamilton at Silverstone in 2021, he obviously had his coming together with Max and put Max out of the race. But then the way he then chased down Charles Leclerc, lap after lap after lap, no mistake. Max Verstappen did the same sort of thing in Brazil in the wet. Was it last year or this year? I can't quite remember. But he's just lap after lap after lap, no mistakes, bang, into the lead. And they're the kind of performances that you've got to do at some point if you're going to be world champion. And the way Oscar is, he's just like a robot. If you're Lando thinking, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And
well, this is it. And Lando's never shown that kind of magic of like, I'm getting my head down, I'm gritting my teeth, and I'm just going for it now.
And we're big fans of Lando on this channel, aren't we?
Don't get us wrong. Want to see the lad do well. I'd love to see him be world champion this year. It seems like it's just frittering away at the moment, though. And it was the classic snakes and ladders. He would get to a point where you think he's definitely got enough laps, and he's closing in, and there's the delta offset between the tyres is starting to kick in his favour, and he's just gonna hoover Oscar up, and then oh no, fuck the corner. That's a second and a half I've just lost. That's taken me 6 laps to claw back, and he did that 2 or 3 times, and that's not the mark of a great.
No, it isn't. And we're being super critical here, but it's a sport where you can't make mistakes if you want to be a world champion sometimes. And you're talking about people at the absolute tippy top of their game. I am still hopeful for Lando. I think because he's got raw pace. I just think if he could psychologically get there, do you know what I mean? Man up a little bit. I think is probably what I'm saying. He could get there because he's got the raw pace. What I also remember reading a couple of weeks ago, maybe, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, was that Oscar, when you look at the speed maps, Oscar has a lot of talent in the fast sweeping corners. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of them at the last couple of tracks that we've had. Even though Lando he was successful in Britain, wasn't he? But there's some tighter, squirrely tracks coming up. Yeah. Azerbaijan, Singapore, they're Lando type tracks, I think. So I think if he can keep it together mentally a little bit better than he did last year towards the end of the season, I still think there's a very exciting end to this championship coming.
So is that what we're thinking, is that Oscar's a fearless autistic who just keeps his foot in the corner, in the high-speed corners, and doesn't care that the robot says, I've done the maths on this.
Probably is what it is.
And Lando's just got a bit more self-preservation when it comes to, well, I could throw this into the wall quite easily. But yeah, I see.
Did you see Oscar's interview after this race when he talking about the overtake on the first lap? He was like, I had to be a little bit brave going through Eau Rouge and follow as closely as I could, but then I got it done. And then you see it, and it's like spray everywhere, and it's like
quite nonchalant.
Any normal person would be
into a hurricane, into a force 10 tornado. With all of the stuff going with it, and it's just like wow. But I mean, the guy showed plums. The guy's got big plums. But I mean, it feels like we're being harsh on Lando, but I get it, and it's just because he's got so much potential. And I don't know if we've said it before, but I know you need a baddie in it, but he's almost too nice. I want him to show a bit of grit, I want him to get pissed off with things.
Who, Lando?
Yeah, Lando.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah, he'll. I'm sure it's great for the commentary teams and stuff. He'll walk by and he'll have a word with them every time, and he'll always smile and have time for them and stuff. And actually, no, you need to be so focused that you can't see that, and you're a bit grumpy and like, I've got a job to do. I can't speak to you right now.
Yeah, you've got to have a bit of a killer instinct, haven't you? I think.
I agree.
What else? What else have we got? Anything else crop up for you in the race? Any thoughts?
No, it was just really nice to see Lewis do something. It was just that was a nice little entertaining interlude in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We all got caught in a bit of a DRS train at points. There's some interesting midfield battles going on. But yeah, I mean, George had a quiet race, and Max had a quiet race.
I've lost count now of the number of quiet races George has had, and then finishing 5th.
Yeah,
he's funny. George is performing week after week. Yeah. I don't think he could have got anything more out of that car.
Yeah,
yesterday. And
as we said in the pre-show, it's Kimi. It's not looking well for Kimi Antonelli. He's going from bad to worse, and I feel for the lad because something's going to have to change pretty sharpish. I mean, if you're getting lessened by who finished in front of him? My favourite driver, Lance Stroll. Yuki in a car that hates him and wants to kill him, and Ollie Behrman, which was well done for the lad. He got 11th, but because he got the poor end of the wing, didn't he? He got the high downforce wing, which in dry conditions would have snookered him completely, and I think did a bit for the sprint, but. He seemed quite happy on the grid when he said, I've got a big fat wing on the back and that's going to keep me safe today. Yeah. But yeah, probably should finish it there, mate. I don't think we even need to cover the points or anything like that. I mean, that's probably enough for today. I'm sure everyone's had enough of the Belgian Grand Prix.
Do you mean our prediction points? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So that's all for this week.
Has it not gone well for you, mate?
It's not.
Let's bring up then, on that note, let's bring up our predictions for this race. So the sprint, you and Whites is the third person behind Zero Credentials. He's an off-screen presence. At some point he's going to be the producer of the show, so he's part of our predictions.
He's a fine sporting mind.
He is. And so you and Whites both correctly predicted the sprint. And then pole, I correctly predicted that Lando would be on pole position. And then the race, I think you've got nil points. Is that correct?
Yeah. No, it was Max. It was Max in the sprint. Was it Max in the sprint?
Max won. Yes, he did. Sorry, yeah. Oh yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah, thanks. My week gets worse.
I was trying to make you feel better and give you a point. Yes, thanks for calling me out there. That's completely wrong, isn't it? Yeah, Max won the sprint. Sorry, Max. I'm sure he's pretty upset about that mistake that we've just made.
Yeah. He's fuming.
I'm sure he's fuming. I hear he's a fan of the show, actually.
Yeah, big time.
So yeah, pole position. So I've got the first point there, and then the race. You've got you got Oscar. No, you got nothing.
No. Oscar came.
You've got absolutely nothing.
Nil points.
I actually think I've awarded you a point then.
No.
In that case,
because of the sprint.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, you got the sprint right. Yeah, you did get.
No, I didn't get the sprint.
You didn't.
No, that's probably why you gave me a point.
I'm completely mucking this up then. Anyway, I didn't get. Lando didn't win. Oscar didn't come second. I got the wrong Ferrari in P3.
True.
But then I have got Max Verstappen and George Russell.
Yeah, good point.
George Russell.
Max and George.
in the correct position. White's. No, didn't get sprint, didn't get pole. He got 2, so he gets 2 points for Oscar Piastri winning.
He does.
He gets 1 point.
Single foot out. Lando.
And that's it then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
So the next image is incorrect then, because I've for some reason thought Oscar won the sprint.
Am I winning?
I've got a confession to make as well. I didn't actually see the race live, and I was out drinking last night, Sunday night, when the race was on.
You had commitments.
So I've been a little bit hungover today when I've done these graphics. So do forgive me. So this is now incorrect. I think White is.
I'm still
9.
on 7.
Yeah, you're on 7. White is on 9, and I am on 11. So it's 11, 9, 9, 7. So you, but the ignore just take your hand to the screen and put it over the numbers. The order is correct. That's really just cover up the score, the points. That's it.
There we go.
That's
we'll correct it for next time.
I mean, we might not.
Yeah.
We might,
Yeah. I feel like I need points deducted from me.
Yeah, I mean, it's called zero credentials just because I can't be asked sometimes.
Yeah. Zero fucks given.
I do give a fuck. So sometimes I can't be asked.
Is there much difference in that? No, I really care, but I can't be asked. This is.
I think I really hope that people are logging on and watching this just to hang out with us and have a bit of a laugh. They're not here for credentials, accuracy, integrity, or anything like that. It's just
they're not transcribing it. They're not transcribing this shit.
No.
Guess what they said? No. None of that's happening.
One thing I don't know if you remember at the start when we started this show, I said I had 2 hopes for what doing this show brings us. Number 1 was to travel the world going to Formula 1 races. And number 2 was to get Christian Horner angry at me at some point for something I'd said on the podcast. So I'm a little bit sad that he's gone. I saw like a couple of interviews with some of the other team bosses, and I think they maybe almost felt a little bit sad.
I don't know who to gang up on now.
Yeah, we've lost an antagonist, haven't we? We've lost one of our pantomime baddies, and he had his issues, didn't he? But like he's
like every bad penny, though, he will be back.
Yeah,
I'm certain of that. He will be back.
I did see Toto getting interviewed, and he said like, "Oh, like it's a shame he was one of the characters, and he's gone." But he said, "I can't say too much because he might be back with the FIA, so I've got to be careful."
Yeah, race director. That'd be a good job for him.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about it again the other day, but his record speaks for itself. Like what he set up at Red Bull, and I think that's a lot of that is down to Christian Horner. So I'm sure he'll be back, and we can have fun hating him again when he gets back.
I love to hate you. I love to hate you.
So yeah, I think on that note we can end it there. We're gonna have a Hungarian Grand Prix warm up coming in the middle of this week. So yeah, join us for that. Subscribe, like us, tell us something. Tell us you hate us if that's the way you feel.
I'd prefer that. Mind. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'll find you. I'll hunt you down and I'll find you.
And then thank you for watching.
Yeah, that too. Thanks
for watching. See you again soon. Cheers.